Self-love, something we all struggle with, and I think it's one of the most important things in our life too. A lot of us do not care for ourselves. We do not give ourselves the love that is required. We do not give ourselves time that is required for our bodies. We do not give ourselves the attention that is needed to live a healthy lifestyle and mentally and physically, honestly. I think our main problem as humans is we are people pleasers. We tend to want to please people more than please our own selves, which doesn't make sense to me, even though I'm a victim to this. We should be giving ourselves priority in this life. We should be trying to please ourselves. We should go on go on a date with yourself. Okay, that sounds kind of weird, but you know what I mean. Go out with yourself sometimes. Go spend that time required. Go into that isolation sometimes. It really does help out and figure out who you are as a person. You really do get a lot of answers in periods of isolation. I want you to do what makes you happy. Don't do what makes other people happy. It's a good okay. It's good to make other people happy, but make sure your happiness is prioritized. But also don't be selfish. Don't be a hypocrite. You have to find a balance, but that's where a lot of people struggle with. They find it hard to balance out your happiness and the other people's happiness, so you always tend to go on the side of making other people happy instead of yourself, which I understand, but we probably shouldn't be doing that. And honestly, we just have to give ourselves more respect. When you look into the mirror and you call yourself ugly, or you start pointing out features of yourself which you don't like, I'd like you to think again. What is it about those features that you do not like, and why? Is it because of others, or is it because of yourself? If it's because of yourself, then I can understand wanting to work on that part of your body or mentally, physically, anything. But if you're trying to change for people, that's where I'd reconsider and I'd take a step back because you should come first. If you were happy the way you are, I would keep it like that. And another thing is, I wouldn't do things that you normally wouldn't do for other people just to make them happy. This is where peer pressure kicks in a lot. Like, for example, if your friends told you to jump off this cliff into the water and you don't want to, but you know it'd make your friends happy if you did. So you do it anyways, but then you regret it later on. Was it worth it in the end? That's up to you to decide. But in most scenarios, I would suggest just putting yourself first in front of others. And then if if you get to the point where like, yeah, I wouldn't regret this later and I probably should, then that's okay. That's completely fine. But the entire thing I'm trying to get to here is really prioritize yourself. Don't slack behind people and feed into their happiness. It's good to make people happy, but once again, do yourself some justice and live life for yourself. Do what makes you happy, do what you won't regret, and live a life that you can be happy about.